throwing that down. Red hot chili peppers there, huh? Anyways, putting together this low center of gravity crawler, and obviously it's not done. Now, who wasn't making one of these days, right? Now, yeah, I'm making one too. What's a little different about this is I made my own chassis, and I made it similar to a G-Speed. I don't have a G-Speed chassis here. Matter of fact, I've never seen one of these LCG crawlers in person in my life. So I'm just kind of, I know what I have and what I wanted to do. You know, I have a few crawlers and I know their limitations. I know the concept of these LCG crawlers and what we're trying to do. So anyways, just wanted to share with you. I'm using this aluminum here. This is, I believe this is 093 thick. I can't remember what gauge that is. But anyways, it's 70-75. It's nice and stiff. If you make it at 60-61, you're going to notice it's a lot more flexy, and you don't want that. So I made it out of that. Probably could have went a little thicker. I didn't want to go 1/8 inch and make it too heavy. And then I made these rods here. I made a few more of them. There's going to be maybe 1 or 2 more of them. Stiffen them things up. I left the front long. I'm going to probably chop this back probably 1 inch or so. And the rear end as well. I left it long just so I could see what I want and what we got to do with that after it's all together. So probably the hardest thing, I don't know if you can see this or not, but the hardest thing is getting that thing there, which is your panhard mount, in the right place. Now, all crawlers that don't have a servo mounted on their axle, what happens is from here to here it gets longer and shorter every time your suspension goes up and down, right? So your axle is going to move back and forth, and you're going to get some bump steer. It's just how it is. So if I'd make another one of these, I think I would just use an axle mounted servo mount. But for this one, I made a mount for it. Made this panhard mount, and what a pain in the neck it was to get that just where it needed to be. So I got that where it needs to be. And then today I had some time. I have a pork shoulder and a smoker, so spending some time at home today doing a little cooking. And while I was cooking, I made up this servo mount. That's going to go behind the panhard, and see if we can get it right in there. Yeah, it's probably somewhere around there. And we've got to take the whole thing apart and get that right where it needs to go and drill our holes and mount that up. But that took a little bit of time to make. So anyway, those TRX4 axles, front and rear. This these shocks, I think I guess I didn't do a video on them, but they're in the build thread on RC Talk that I'm going to link this. Then I'm going to link this video to. But yeah, that was kind of like the Dixieland RC does. Use those Losi mini T, I think they are mini T springs, and do the mod there. Anyways, this gearbox here is made by Salinas, and it's pretty nice gearbox. I guess my only complaint, I haven't run it yet, is the play in these bearings. bearings don't have any play, but this hole here is too big for that flange bearing. Same deal with that one, same deal with that one. They're just too big. I mean, it's not much, but you see how that's going to move around? A little bit. You know, I'm not going to kill them for that, but I don't know. I may make 2 new plates for that. But anyway, it does give you a nice gearbox, gives you a nice set of gears. All the gears are Robinson Racing, nice gears. And this will overdrive the front by about 30%. And doesn't give you much room for a motor. I just have that old Chameleon Trinity motor in there, just mocked up. I'm going to use a different motor, but you can see there's not a whole lot of room back there in the back of that can. And as a matter of fact, I think if you used a 540 motor that had the straight can all the way back without the replaceable brushes, I think it would not fit. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to fit a Holmes Hobby, their Puller Pro stubby in there. I think that's what I'm going to go. Brushless system. And I'm going to go with the Micro X, and we'll see how they go. I've had a few Castle products, and so far I've been really good. My Creighton 8S has the MMX 8S in it, and it throws that thing around like nobody's business with a 56 113 motor and giant batteries, and it just tosses it around like a toy. And so we'll see how the Micro X does. Seems like a lot of guys are using that. Skids, I'm going to be using this material here. This is PVC I had laying around. I cut it. I cut one piece, if you can see, down the center. I'm going to cock the bandsaw on a 20-degree angle. Got 2 for 1 out of that. Still have to cut the chassis lines in it, and it's going to go something like that. And we'll see how that all goes. Maybe in another video I'll have them all finished and you can see what they look like. So the material I got, all my material is either in my shop here laying around from who knows when. But anything I bought, I get from Online Metals. It's just a great place to buy a little piece of material. You need 2 foot of angle iron to make a couple servo mounts. You know, that's what that servo mount came out of. All right, there you go. You know, you just fill out you fill out their drop down lists of what you want and pay for it with PayPal, and bam, it's at your house in like 2 days. So I got, I mean, you overpay a little bit, but hey, you get it. You don't have 12 foot of it laying around, you know, for the next 30 years. You just buy what you need and use it, you know. I think I got my chassis material. I got enough to make probably another set of chassis rails. I got that little piece of angle iron, and oh yeah, my links. I got some brass for my links. I probably got like $50 maybe at the most in materials. So anyway, I made some high clearance links. We'll see how that all pans out. Like I said, I really don't have any friends in the flesh that do this stuff that I can you know, look at their rigs. I kind of just watch on the internet and do a little reading and, you know, eyeball up what I want to make and then cut it out of the material and make it, right? So I think for my electronics, I am going to go for my mounts. Instead of mounting everything on the skids, this is going to be pretty sweet. I am going to mount What are we doing here? Whoops, that's the rear. There's the front. I am going to mount a piece of K-Dex under here. I'll do this with one hand. This is my little, that's going to go there. Underneath, it's going to mount to the servo mount. I can put my electronics. I can fit my ESC here. And my battery, I'm hoping will fit in there. And maybe receiver, that may go on one of my skids. And then I may mount a servo on my skid for this to unlock this rear diff. I think I'll get a little more steering if I use a soft dig, which will, it's just unlocking the diff and it'll turn a little sharper. And most cases it'll just be running everything locked up. And then with the overdrive, but in some ways maybe that will be good. We'll give it a try. I got I get the servo. It's like $20. Got to rig some kind of mount up to mount that and get the wire to work, but that shouldn't be too hard. So anyways, that's where we're at, right? Sorry to take so long to explain all this and the quality of the video. I know it's not fantastic, but hopefully just what I'm doing here and the content will make up for the poor quality video. Anyways, guys, have a good weekend, and we'll update this when I have a little more time to get more together on. All right? Thanks, guys. Bye.